Welcome back, coin enthusiasts. Today we're shining the spotlight on the legendary Susan B. Anthony Liberty $1 coin, a small coin with a remarkably big story. First introduced in 1979, this historic dollar became the first circulating United States coin to feature a real woman rather than a symbolic figure, honoring women's rights pioneer Susan B. Anthony. Although many people mistook it for a quarter because of its size, the coin quickly earned a unique place in American numismatic history. United States Mint. In this video, we'll explore the fascinating history behind the Susan B. Anthony dollar, examine its distinctive design, uncover valuable dates and mint marks, discuss rare varieties and error coins, and reveal why some examples are worth far more than their face value. From its connection to the women's suffrage movement to its surprising journey through circulation and collecting, this coin continues to capture the attention of collectors around the world. United States Mint. So stay tuned until the end, because one ordinary-looking Susan B. Anthony dollar in your collection could be hiding a remarkable story, or even an unexpected treasure. Let's dive into the history, rarity, and value of this iconic American dollar coin. And Wikipedia.org. Susan B. Anthony $1 coin from 1979 arrived with enormous expectations and an ambitious mission, becoming the first small-sized American dollar coin to feature a real woman on circulating United States currency. At first glance, it appears simple, almost ordinary, with its silver-colored surface and compact dimensions. Yet this coin carries a fascinating story of innovation, controversy, and hidden collector excitement. The portrait of Susan B. Anthony dominates the obverse, surrounded by crisp lettering and a design that symbolized progress and recognition, while the reverse showcases the majestic Apollo 11-inspired eagle landing on the moon, a design inherited from the earlier Eisenhower dollar. Millions of Americans encountered this coin in pocket change, vending machines, and cash drawers, never realizing that some examples would eventually become highly sought after by collectors searching for subtle details that separate common pieces from remarkable discoveries. The release of the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar represented a dramatic shift in American coinage, but almost immediately confusion emerged because the coin's size and color closely resembled a quarter. Despite extensive government promotion, public acceptance remained limited, creating a unique chapter in numismatic history. Massive quantities were produced at multiple mints, yet certain varieties began attracting attention as experts examined die characteristics, strike quality, and production anomalies. What seemed like a routine dollar coin slowly transformed into a treasure hunt, with collectors scrutinizing every edge, letter, and surface mark. The story became even more intriguing when specialized varieties emerged, proving that even a coin struck in the hundreds of millions could still conceal surprisingly scarce and valuable examples. One of the most captivating aspects of the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar involves the famous date and mint mark variations that appeared during production. Small design adjustments, especially involving the mint mark punches, created distinctions that many people overlooked for years. Certain examples displayed sharper details, different mint mark appearances, or unusual striking characteristics that elevated their desirability. Collectors learned that not all 1979 dollars were created equal, and the excitement of identifying these differences fueled growing demand. Every new discovery added another layer of mystery, encouraging enthusiasts to search through old coin jars, inherited collections, and forgotten bank rolls in hopes of uncovering a hidden rarity that others had missed. Beyond recognized varieties, mint errors and production anomalies have become a major source of fascination. Some coins exhibit off-center strikes, doubled lettering, weakly struck devices, die clashes, or unusual planchet issues that create distinctive appearances. In rare cases, striking abnormalities can dramatically transform the visual character of the coin, turning an otherwise ordinary dollar into a conversation piece. These mint-made imperfections are especially appealing because they offer a direct glimpse into the manufacturing process itself. The possibility that a coin escaped the mint with an unusual characteristic adds suspense to every examination, reminding collectors that remarkable finds can emerge from the most unexpected places. As collector interest intensified, attention shifted toward value, where condition often became just as important as rarity. Illustrative market outcomes can vary widely, with some minor variations potentially attracting interest in the $2,500 to $3,500 range under favorable circumstances, while certain high-grade examples may be discussed around $5,000. Unusual mint anomalies have occasionally inspired values near $6,000, and rare collector favorite pieces may approach $7,500 when demand is especially strong. Exceptionally preserved or uncommon specimens sometimes generate discussion around $8,000, while unusual finds with intense collector attention may reach approximately $8,500. Extraordinary examples connected to significant varieties or remarkable preservation have been known to inspire conversations approaching $9,000. These figures are illustrative only, never guaranteed, and actual market results depend heavily on authentication, rarity, timing, and collector demand. Imagine discovering a coin that appears ordinary, only to learn it could represent the equivalent of a substantial down payment on a home, a sudden financial windfall, or the kind of once-in-a-lifetime discovery that collectors dream about. That emotional possibility is what keeps the hunt alive. Every drawer, piggy bank, inherited collection, and forgotten container of spare change becomes a potential source of excitement. While most Susan B. Anthony dollars remain common, the knowledge that a small percentage possess characteristics capable of attracting serious attention creates an irresistible sense of anticipation. The gap between a standard coin and a prized collectible can be surprisingly narrow, often depending on details invisible to the casual observer. For anyone examining a 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar, careful observation is essential. Pay attention to weight differences that may suggest unusual planchet issues, and compare metal color for unexpected variations. Study strike alignment to determine whether the design appears properly centered, inspect the rim shape for irregularities, and examine lettering closely for signs of doubling. Look carefully at the date, mint mark, and major design elements under magnification, since subtle differences can dramatically influence collector interest. Most importantly, avoid cleaning or altering the coin in any way, as such actions can reduce desirability. Whenever a potentially valuable characteristic is identified, professional authentication and grading remain the most reliable methods for determining legitimacy and market significance. Yet perhaps the most fascinating truth about the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar is that many examples still rest unnoticed in collections, cash boxes, and forgotten storage containers across the country. Somewhere, an overlooked coin may be waiting for the person willing to examine it closely enough to recognize its hidden story. That possibility continues to drive collectors forward, transforming ordinary pocket change into a landscape of mystery and opportunity. And just when you think this dollar's secrets are astonishing enough, the next coin waiting in the shadows may reveal an even more shocking discovery, one so unexpected that it could completely change the way you look at everyday change forever. Liberty Anthony Susan B. $1 coin from 1999 arrived at a remarkable moment in American coinage history, appearing after many collectors believed the Susan B. Anthony dollar had already completed its story. The United States Mint unexpectedly revived the design because supplies of dollar coins were running low before the introduction of the new Sacagawea dollar, creating a fascinating one-year comeback that instantly set the 1999 issue apart from its predecessors. At first glance, the coin carries the familiar portrait of Susan B. Anthony, the pioneering advocate for women's rights, framed by sharp lettering and surrounded by the symbols of a nation preparing to enter a new millennium. Yet beneath that familiar appearance lies a coin that continues to spark excitement because its brief return created a unique chapter that few circulating coins can match, turning what looked like an ordinary dollar into a piece of modern numismatic history. The visual design tells a story of ambition and controversy. On the obverse, Susan B. Anthony's portrait appears confident and determined, while the reverse displays the iconic eagle landing on the moon, a tribute to America's space achievements originally inspired by the Apollo program. The coin's copper-nickel composition gives it a distinctive metallic color that can sometimes appear brighter or darker depending on circulation and storage conditions. Many Americans once confused these dollars with quarters because of their similar size and color, limiting their popularity in daily commerce. Ironically, that very confusion helped create a lasting fascination among collectors, who now view the 1999 issue as the final chapter of an ambitious experiment that attempted to change how Americans used dollar coins. As collectors began examining surviving examples, subtle differences started attracting attention. Some coins displayed stronger strikes, bringing out details in Anthony's hair and facial features that weaker examples often lacked. Others revealed unusual rim formations, off-center characteristics, or lettering anomalies that generated interest throughout the hobby. Certain pieces appeared with doubled elements in dates or inscriptions, while others showed die polishing lines and minor minting irregularities that transformed ordinary coins into intriguing study pieces. These details may seem small to casual observers, but in the world of numismatics, tiny differences can separate a common coin from one that inspires intense competition among collectors. The mystery deepens when mint-state examples enter the conversation. While millions were struck, locating coins with exceptional surfaces, original luster, and minimal contact marks becomes increasingly difficult. Because many pieces entered circulation or were stored improperly, pristine survivors can stand out dramatically. Collectors often spend years searching for examples with brilliant cartwheel luster, sharp strike definition, and virtually untouched fields. The excitement grows when a seemingly ordinary coin emerges from an old collection, forgotten drawer, or inherited box, revealing preservation levels far beyond what anyone expected. These discoveries remind enthusiasts that rarity is not always about mintage numbers alone. Condition can create scarcity all by itself. That brings us to value, where the story becomes even more captivating. Most 1999 Susan B. Anthony dollars trade for modest amounts, but illustrative market scenarios show how unusual characteristics can influence collector demand. A coin with minor but desirable variations might attract attention in the $2,500 to $3,500 range, while high-grade examples with exceptional eye appeal could potentially approach $5,000 under favorable circumstances. Certain unusual mint anomalies have inspired discussions around values near $6,000, while rare collector-focused pieces with strong certification and appeal have sometimes been compared to examples worth approximately $7,500. These figures are examples only, never guarantees, but they demonstrate how dramatically collector interest can shift when rarity and quality intersect. The ladder of possibilities continues upward for especially compelling pieces. Exceptionally preserved or uncommon examples have been associated with illustrative values near $8,000, while unusual finds supported by strong collector demand have occasionally been discussed around $8,500. In extraordinary circumstances involving historically significant examples, dramatic mint characteristics, or remarkable preservation, Enthusiasts sometimes imagine outcomes approaching $9,000. Such numbers can feel almost unbelievable when attached to a coin many people once ignored, creating the kind of excitement often compared to finding a sudden windfall or uncovering a hidden asset that could contribute toward a down payment on a home. Yet every experienced collector understands that authentication, grading, and market demand ultimately determine actual value. For anyone examining a 1999 Susan B. Anthony dollar, careful observation is essential. Start by checking the coin's weight and comparing it with official specifications, since unexpected differences can sometimes indicate unusual production characteristics or other factors requiring expert review. Study the metal color under proper lighting, looking for inconsistencies that might signal something worth investigating. Examine strike alignment by comparing the relationship between obverse and reverse designs. Inspect the rim shape for irregular formations, and use magnification to search for letter doubling, misplaced elements, or unexpected details. Even when something appears unusual, professional authentication remains the most reliable path toward understanding exactly what you have discovered. And that is where the fascination truly begins, because somewhere right now a 1999 Susan B. Anthony dollar may be sitting unnoticed in a collection, tucked inside an old coin jar, or resting quietly in a forgotten drawer, waiting for someone to recognize what makes it different. Most will prove ordinary, but every great numismatic discovery starts with a closer look at a coin others overlooked. The next remarkable find could emerge from the most unexpected place imaginable, and the story behind it might be even more surprising than this one. So before you dismiss the next dollar coin you encounter, remember that hidden treasures have a habit of disguising themselves as everyday objects, and the next shocking coin waiting to rewrite expectations may be closer than anyone realizes.